Hey everyone, MJS back again, filming on a Monday morning, my way into work after a pretty busy weekend. And I want to talk a little bit about specifically how important confidence is, having confidence in yourself. And I think I've spoke about this a little bit in other videos to some degree, but I want to build on it a little bit more. And again, specifically confidence, self-esteem, just having belief in yourself that you can do anything you want to do, and again, kind of aiming that at whatever it is you're doing or you're interested in. Using my life and the things that I do as an example, it's ridiculously important. And again, to kind of put a little bit of context to that, whether it's work or whether it's a hobby, if you don't have the mindset that you're going to succeed and that you are able to succeed, you're probably not going to succeed. So it's a little counterintuitive in the beginning, because when you haven't done stuff, like when you haven't done a certain thing, and again, let's use an example. So let's just say building websites as a more of a professional example. Let's say you start a web development company, and you are somewhat, obviously, most people would be kind of skeptical that they could do that they could perform well, that they could build websites, that they could, make money from that sort of a thing. It's so important to constantly be reminding yourself that you're good enough to do that, and you can make money from doing that, and if you just continue to work at it, you will be successful one day, because that's literally all it is. You got to remember that everybody, no matter who they are, right, whether they're Jeff Bezos, or whether they're somebody that's still in the middle of trying to build their business, everybody started from nothing. So it's just little things like this that I think a lot of people either tend to just overthink or not think about at all, or don't realize that everybody started from exactly where you are when you started, from nothing most of the time. Some people are more blessed than others, but I was having a conversation the other day, and it was about restaurants and building big empires, big franchises. Those franchises started at nothing at one point. I mean, maybe they had something at and then made an offshoot and have a different franchise or something like that. But you get the idea. It's not like the whole franchise of, for instance, Olive Garden just popped up one day and they're making hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars or whatever, right? It's a slow process. Just because you see something that is completely established does not mean that they weren't right where you were at some point. So that's just something to think about. And to tie that all back into the whole confidence idea, no matter what you're doing, you need to have confidence in yourself. And I know a lot of people, especially sort of in the time and the generation that we're in now, in 2019, and kind of the end of the millennial and stuff like that, there's a lot of people that don't have that in them, and it's kind of concerning to me, and it's disappointing, because that's something that I want. Anybody that I interact with, that's kind of the thing that I would love to instill within them, and kind of show that that's just what you should do. You should be confident in yourself, because no matter who you are, how you grew up, what your situation you're in, there's something that you're good at, right? And I talk a lot about being well-rounded. I do believe that to a strong degree, but you do have to be really good at one thing. The whole jack of all trades, master of one is honestly sort of something that I will probably end up moving towards. I don't know what that one thing is yet for me, but again, I like being well-rounded and everything. Similarly with everybody though, no matter who you are, there's something you're good at, right? I don't really know exactly what it would be if I just see you, but there's something you're good at. So, and it might change. You might be good at something today, and you might be really interested in something today, and later you might not be interested in it. But to use another example, maybe a more personal example, and something for me, ball hockey or deck hockey. right? In where I live in Pittsburgh, there's a bigger community for that, and it's growing and it's constantly evolving. More people are getting into it, stuff like that. We travel all over the place to play. You have to be confident in something like that. So I'm relating kind of like business to sports and kind of going back and forth. But you have to be confident when you go out there that you're going to play well. I do this a lot to myself. I kind of like psych myself out depending on like, the situation where we're playing and stuff like that. But it's the same thing. I know I'm using sports, but it's the same thing in business. No matter who you're with, no matter what company you're with, no matter how big your team is, you have to stay rooted in the fact that you can succeed and you're going to succeed, because it doesn't matter where you're at. You're the same person. It's astonishing to me how often I fall into this trap, and I consistently have to remind myself, and I'm getting better at it, but that's it too. And you're never going to be perfect. You just have to continue to consciously try to improve, in my opinion. So, but I'm sure a lot of other people have this same type of issue. Depending on who you're with, just try this for me. The next time you're with people, try to just take like a split second and think, like do some introspection. Think about how you're feeling at that moment in regards to like your confidence level. Like, are you more confident around certain people? Are you less confident around other people? It's really interesting, because I guarantee you that you'll probably see a sort of a shift there. And it's just interesting to me, because I'm the same exact person, whether I'm around person A or person B or group A, group B, whatever, it doesn't matter. So it's just interesting, because that's something I strive to do. I look at other people. I look at people that are much more successful than me on YouTube or wherever, and I see that they're very authentic, and that's what I want to strive to be, because when you're authentic and you're confident, you're the same person no matter who you're around, and you're the go-to person, or the most obviously I'm saying confident a lot, but you're just the most rooted in who you are, your values, the things that you want to do, all that sort of stuff. And I think that's really, really important, because then you know who you are, and you can do whatever you want and work with whoever you want, and just kind of stuff like that. So again, I would just say that's more of like an overall life lesson, but it can be attributed to business or personal hobbies or whatever. Like I use the ball hockey example. I mean, it's just all over the place, and it's such an important thing. And I feel it kind of saddens me when I see people, and I deal with different people on a regular basis that aren't rooted in that, or they're not even trying to get to that place. It doesn't look like it, at least from the outside. Which, if it's more of an internal, it is more of an internal thing. So I'm not like judging anybody. It's just something. If I had to give anybody some advice on that subject, it would be just continue to try to find exactly what you want to be, and then kind of you can pass that on to others, and you can continue to evolve. I mean, again, real quick, another example is like in relationships. Okay, so if you we're kind of all over the board here, but it's all important, and it's all exactly relative to the same thing. In a relationship, right? If you're single, you need to work on yourself first. Okay, I truly believe this. It worked for me, thank God. So but like you work on yourself first, and you get yourself to a point where you're focused on yourself. You have good habits. You've gotten rid of most of all your vices and everything like that. You're not trying to chase after people. You're not trying to find somebody to fill a hole. You're trying to find somebody to partner with and continue to grow for the rest of your life. It's really incredible when you change that mindset, and you get to that point where it's not about filling in something anymore. It's not about I need somebody in order to feel full or feel fulfilled or anything like that. It's about, okay, I am exactly who I am. I know what I like. I know my values. I am now trying to more than just find somebody. I'm trying to accept the values and morals and everything of somebody else that obviously everything that goes into having a relationship, obviously attractiveness and everything like that. But it's no longer about, most of the time when I hear people talk, it's more about looks and stuff like that when they're not in the right mindset. It's not even going to be about that. Obviously that'll play into some degree, but you know what I'm saying. It's a deeper connection at that point. And that's really, I think, if you do that process, you work on yourself first, and then try to find and sort of like more accept somebody that's in line with everything you believe in, it's going to be a much, much better relationship. It's going to last longer. It's just going to be a way better experience. Like, I'm speaking from actual personal experience there. It's just incredible. So that's my 2 cents on that. Just confidence. Just be confident in yourself no matter what you're doing. Don't do your best to not need, like, acceptance from other people. Don't worry about whether people are saying good things about you or bad things about you. If they're saying good things, obviously be thankful. If they're saying bad things, just kind of forget it. But don't base your idea of yourself and how you see yourself off of people that really don't matter, or don't aren't really necessary as far as the way that you think about yourself. I mean, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about you, as long as you have a good outlook and know exactly, do some introspection on how you want to live, what you want to do, how you want to do it, and what you want to succeed at. You're going to be absolutely fine. So I mean, that's pretty much it. Just be confident in yourself. Self-awareness is a big one. That's what all this stuff is, and you're going to do great. So appreciate you guys watching. If you'd like to contribute to the conversation, I would love to talk. So make sure you comment, like the video, subscribe. I'm going to be putting up new videos. I think my schedule is generally Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So look out for those. And thanks again for watching, guys. I'll talk to you in the next one.